met through flag football.
True.
We did. You both met on a Super Bowl NFL commercial set.
Woo!
Last year. We met in London ahead of the YouTube flag football, which, by the way, is coming back. Super Bowl 60. It's a month from today. You'll be there. I'll be hosting. I am not often blown away. I am blown away by the explosion of this sport. Flag football, the connection to the football that I cover every day. I'd love to know, Ashlea, what that has been like for you, that experience of watching the growth.
I mean, I started playing flag when I was around 7 years old. And to me, when I was 7, I knew what flag football was about. I was on the bandwagon. I knew what it was, and I was obsessed with it. I started playing because of my brother. I'm very competitive. I wanted to do anything that he did, and if that was be better at flag football, then that's what it was going to be. But I am absolutely obsessed with flag, and I think the biggest thing from the past couple of years is that people are starting to recognize it, and people who are outside of our niche community are starting to be obsessed with flag football. And I think that is the huge reason why there's so much involvement. I mean, you look at the NFL, you look at amazing Glenn over here. He's done so much for this sport.
Wow.
And it's like he didn't start playing flag football when he was 7 years old.
Hang on a minute, but
oh
okay.
yeah, hold on. Fact check. Let me fact check really quick. But, he hopped on and he said, yeah, this is something that is huge. And then same with you, Kay. I mean, I just love how much you're obsessed with flag football.
Are you a hype person?
Oh
I'm
my
obsessed with
gosh.
you.
Oh, Ashlea.
Oh my gosh.
Preach.
But I can speak to the investment of the NFL. I know I helped the Jets years ago. They wanted a varsity team. Now it's everywhere. We're trying to get more scholarships, grow it on a college level, potentially a pro league team. How did you? Listen, I'm going rogue. Sorry, Glenn, I told you I'd do this last night.
You did say you were going to do that.
I know they gave me cards, and I was like, that's
prepared,
funny.
though.
How did you get drawn into this in this passionate way that you talk about and then obviously act about in the driving of this sport?
I know you've asked me this before, and I get tongue-tied. I get so excited about the potential that flag football has uniquely among all the sports. I specifically, though, got as engaged as I am through the work that 72 and Sunny does with the NFL. Tim Ellis, the CMO there, is a brilliant, brave, innovative partner who locks arms with us on that. And actually, the first invitation to help the movement came from inside the NFL. They had identified a growth strategy for football through, first they wanted to get awareness in the Olympics. And to be in the Olympics, you gotta be in flag football. So we worked with them on the side with strategy and videos and documents that would go to the USOC and the IOC to try to persuade them to make it an Olympic sport at LA 28. Now, I wasn't in the pitch meetings, but I helped create a lot of the materials, and in that process, discovered what I think anybody who gets into this sport sees when you really dig into it, because I had my, 55-year-old guy here, so yeah, when I played, it was a different sport when I played. It was a school thing, not as a competitor.
We have the highlights.
But you look at these, I saw highlights of Ashlea, I saw highlights of Kalolo, who was in our ad last year. I saw highlights of Deanna Flores in the World Games, and I was fucking blown away. I was like, people don't understand the level of athleticism and the electricity in this thing. And then when you start imagining the support of organizations like the NFL or the Olympic Committee, good job, everybody. We got it in the Olympics. Everybody here contributed to that. You realize this thing is an opportunity engine, not just for players like Ashlea who are going to have a great career, but she could have a career in flag football way beyond being an athlete. This is going to be an industry. There'll be all sorts of roles and positions, and that excites me. And then I'm also a girl dad. I got a 16-year-old daughter who, that's a future I'm excited about helping build for her.
I'm sorry, you need to also mention what's her nickname on the football field?
She wore number 6 in flag football. She was defensive specialist. Her nickname was Pick 6 because she had an interception every game she played. Let's go, Mia.
Let's go, Mia.
Pick 6. Woo!
Ashlea, you're a Team USA athlete, an Olympic hopeful. I mean, let's be honest, it's going to happen. Global flag ambassador as well. How do you use technology, maybe in the sort of lens of social media, to connect to these fans? I met you in London. I was looking at the numbers today from that YouTube stream. It was
incredible,
insane.
1.5 billion across all platforms for Kai and Speed. Then we followed it up, and we're trying to trump that number here at the Super Bowl in Santa Clara. How do you personally help build your brand and connect to these young fans?
I mean, I think we all know, and if you do know women's sports, you know that they make their money off the field. A lot of it, there's not that much money, and I mean, we see it in the WNBA, we see it in the NWSL. A lot of them are trying to promote themselves to make more money on the field, but right now, that's not the case. And so technology is what we use to promote ourselves off the field and make money. I mean, I'm a college student, paying rent, I'm pretty much a broke college student.
You're skipping class right now, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, literally. Like, I'm trying to, not only make money, but also just promote women's flag football. And that is through social media, and that's through technology. People fall in love with this sport, not because of the sport, but because of the athletes. And I think, we've seen with the Super Bowl commercial that y'all did 3 years ago with Deanna, so many people fell in love with her story there. Because y'all did not just make a commercial, y'all made a true story. And so many people fell in love with her, and so many people are following her through her journey, and that's why people are watching. That's why people are obsessed with this sport, because they're obsessed with the people. And without technology, you wouldn't do that. When I was growing up playing flag football, I didn't really have the technology to look up and see a flag football women athlete. I was looking up to male tackle players, and that's totally okay, but now I am just beyond thankful that I can be someone that they look up to, that the younger generation sees and says, oh wow, I can do what she's doing. I can be at Sport Beach doing a panel. I can be a Super Bowl in a Super Bowl commercial. I can be playing on the Utah. I can be an Under Armour athlete. I'm not just saying all those things to brag here. I'm literally saying these things to show people what flag football can do for them, their brand, and also if you have a younger daughter, a younger niece, anyone that what they can do, what that sport can do for them as well.
I was talking to Kaylin Jackson about this. She's the owner, of course, of the Colts. And there's this investment league-wide. I cover every team, all 32 teams, deeply invested, almost competitive with each other as well,
absolutely.
which I love. And she said this is a way for young girls and women to connect to the sport that she didn't have growing up. You're a trailblazer. There's an entire generation of these vivacious, determined, ambitious women and young girls like yourself who I think are going to demand more.
Absolutely.
And so yes, you have the backing of the NFL, but these women are not gonna, they're coming for the scholarships.
Yeah.
They're coming for the NCAA, they're coming for the pro league, and I can't wait to see what you do with this. Tell me about your DMs. Tell me about who saw you, Ryan Fitzpatrick throwing a laser to you in London. Give me the most outrageous, oh my gosh, I can't believe they DM'd me to talk about my game.
Okay, this is by far my most favorite DM I've ever gotten, and it's actually pretty recent. So I don't really look through some of my requests. Sometimes I do, but this day I was like, you know what, let me just look through. So I'm looking through, and I see this request to send a motivational happy birthday video to a young girl who just started playing flag football a year ago. She's so passionate about the sport, and she's absolutely loving it. And that girl was Jazzy Johnson, The Rock's daughter, Dwayne Johnson's daughter.
Oh, that
Casual.
Jazzy Johnson.
Yes.
Jazzy the Rock Johnson.
Yes,
Are you
Jazzy
kidding?
the Rock, Jazzy the Pebble Johnson, right there.
The Pebble?
And did you make the video?
Oh my gosh, I made the video and I sent her a happy birthday and, just sent some motivation, just anything that I can do. And I ended up getting a family video back. And to see Jazzy so passionate talking about this sport. It was a 2-minute video talking about how much she loves this sport and how she would love to come watch me play one day. And then to see Lauren, her mom, talk about just how passionate she is about how excited her daughter's doing so good. She's so excited about it. And then also, obviously, listening to Dwayne talking about flag football.
You called him Dwayne. That's so.
Oh, come on.
I was
We're on
gonna ask.
first name basis.
Wow.
No, but seriously, listening to people who are so influential in our lives in the sports world, talking about our sport, the sport that people pushed away, the sport that people did not think that had a space in LA 2028, to hear people genuinely talking about and having so much passion for it, it's everything to me. So that's my favorite
So
one
cool.
by far.
And there's so much runway. So imagine someone like you who's so innovative, Glenn, and 72 and Sunny, and just a producer mind, where this can go, what this can look like, and connecting through technology and otherwise. From a brand building standpoint, what makes flag football especially compelling, and how should brands be showing up?
Thank you for not asking me about my favorite DM, which would be the first DM I look at after this panel is over.
Okay.
The only DM I've ever looked at. Good answer.
Okay.
I think and if there's brand leaders here or not, a lot of brands come to 72. A lot of sports leagues come to 72 and Sunny. And a lot of brands come to 72 and Sunny, especially in the last 4 to 5 years, saying we want our brand to have a meaningful, authentic role in sports. Can you help us navigate? It seems like there's so many, and there's a lot of bets, and the NFL one looks expensive, and the new ones, I don't know if they'll be there in 2 years. And then once you kind of pick a lane, it's like, do I get behind the athletes? Do I get behind the teams? Do I get behind the league? Where's the good money? I don't have all the money. I want to make one great bet. And so the easy case to make for flag football is it has three really big things going for it. Ashlea embodies at least all three of them, really. The first is it has an inclusive quality about it that is so galvanizing to families and communities. Every size and shape can play. It's like football. Every size and shape can play. It also bridges generations. So suddenly you have dads and my daughter talking about, I don't know if she knew what a pick six was before the other coaches started calling her that. And then we're watching games together. So it's a generational bridge. So it has this inclusive glue quality that's unique to this sport. The second thing it has going for it, and this is obvious, but I'm going to say it, the support behind it, the big support, the NFL support, Under Armour sponsors you, Gatorade, all the big brands.
Sport Beach.
Yeah, Sport Beach. It is not going away. There is a foundation here that you can count on. It's not going to, in 3 years when they have to do a typical reinvestment in a league, that's not going to be a problem. People are already tripping over themselves to try to be the owners of whatever team, the NFL pro teams. So those are the two things. Then the third thing is it is super duper fun. I know all sports are fun, but there is something about flag where all the girls get kind of, and I'm talking about the women to a degree, but they get silly. You can see them because there's not like a helmet in the way. They are, as you can tell from Ashlea, very active in social media. So when you're signing up, you're not just signing up for the league or the team. You're signing up with these people who are all in, and they like to have fun with it, and they like to fuck with it, and they kind of have like a shove you kind of mentality, like that you just don't see in other sports. A lot of the other sports that are coming on have great potential. I think volleyball is going to be a killer. It's a great one, but it's just not as raw material with as much foundational support as flag football. It's really unique. And I'm leaning forward. I get so excited about the potential for this thing, for growth and opportunity.
I want you to talk tech to me. Because there's there's a lot of potential here. AI, wearables, gaming. I don't even know where your head goes, Glenn, when we talk about experiencing and embracing flag football, maybe even compared to more traditional football. What can we do here with tech?
I don't stay up at night wondering what can technology do, but I do stay up at night wondering how the experience as a fan or a father or an American at the Olympics can be more uplifting, more inspiring, more engaging, get me deeper, get me closer. And that does seem like a role that technology can uniquely deliver on for brands who, and I'm not versed enough in what the new technologies are that would be the one to bring to bear here. I do look at a league like Unrivaled, and I think they've done a great job with disregarding sort of like how presentation was before and what it could be if you had drones flying around over the people who are playing, or create a dedicated space for the thing. It's like watching basketball in a video game. And so I think if you bring that mindset to the sport, that's the potential. And the good news is you've got this innovatively like these. There's just a desire for innovation. So you're not going to get legacy thinking about how to present it or how to distribute it or how to I think that it's just as likely they're going to put the league's brand in the hands of folks like Ashlea as they would at 72 and Sunny or marketing department. And that's pretty fucking cool.
Ashley, if I was a tech genie and I could grant you one wish,
Whoa.
what is the one innovation like we're talking about that you would love to see with flag football?
So, I love wearing sunglasses, and I've always loved wearing glasses. And one thing that has been so exciting lately is the Oakley Metas, or just any Metas. The Oakley Metas this year just got actually announced for our NAIA school. I play in NAIA Kaiser, but it just got accepted to play on field. And so I can actually wear glasses now on field. And that's going to be the same for in the Olympics. You can actually wear glasses. And I've always been a person that, you look good, you feel good, you play good. That's always been me, and I love feeling good. And so this is definitely something that can, up my game. But also, how cool would it be for the fans to be able to press a button and say, I want to see what Ashlea is seeing on the field right now. I want to see exactly how she ran that route. And that's also not only for people to, see and think, wow, that is so cool. I want to be able to watch that. But also for the younger generation saying, I want to see what she's saying. I want to hear what's happening in the huddle. I want to see whenever she's, hitting a jab step. What step is she taking first? So now you're not only reaching to the fans saying, hey, this is something that could be really exciting for you to watch. You're also saying, hey, this younger generation, y'all can learn from this. And that's something that I've always about helping the younger generation, having them, have a place on the football field and learning about the game. And I think that's something that would be extremely exciting. And then also, where is our women's flag football video games?
Okay.
Now you're getting greedy because I said one wish.
Is there one out? Somebody here can answer that question.
Where is our women's flag football video games?
Aisle 5?
I think that is something that, oh my gosh. I can just imagine on an airplane, playing a women's flag football game as Vanita Crouch or as Izzy Geraci. I mean, I see those things. And so, yeah, that's something that I also would love to see in the future.
Let's talk about what could happen with flag. I like this, not dream world, it's here, and it's only going to be better. And there, like I'm saying, there's a lot of runway. There's this very rare, sexy opportunity, Glenn, to build a fan base from scratch, okay? If you were designing a sport today, a sport with no legacy constraints, what does a tech-first fan experience look like from day one?
Am I drawing from flag football at all, or just this is not flag football whatsoever? It's just
you
any
take
sport?
it, whichever way you'd like to go. What's
well,
your flag?
I am so happy I don't have this question.
That's yeah. I think that look, if there's somebody trying to build a new sport, or I think even applies to flag, come in with an innovation mindset. I think sport is a crazy rise. It's a tsunami of a tide right now. But there will very quickly be things at the top, things at the bottom, and the messy middle, and the messy middle is going to lose. So, you can be like the economical option, or you can be like the thing you can't miss. And so showing up with an innovation mindset, I think, is job one. And job two, if you're going to learn from any of the leagues that have succeeded recently or the leagues that have failed recently, is be athlete first. Whatever makes her life and better, whatever makes her an advocate more ardently, that is what you should do. Everything will just take care of itself if you take care of the product, basically.
Oh, we got clapping. We love that.
Love
Thank
that.
you, Mary.
Guys, at these tables, there's some seats over here. Go and do your thing. By the way, the pro shop is
drunk.
open. I do want to let everybody know that our pro shop right there has some great stuff. After you're done listening to us, head on over there. I wanted to ask about what you're saying, Glenn. Right now is the time to get in on flag, right?
Totally.
Can we talk a little bit about that? Because I'm staring. LA 28 is here. Now's the time for brands, for investment. That's perfect.
I really admire. We've worked with lots of brands, so I don't want to pick one and then out others. But I do want to tip my hat to Under Armour for being the first apparel brand to sign flag football players. They started with Deanna Flores after our NFL commercial with her, which I'm very proud to have a small role in. They signed Kololo, who was the star of last year's NFL ad, right after that ad. Good job, Under Armour. Ashlea was in that ad. Guess who's signed by Under Armour? Ashlea signed by Under Armour. Now they're asking her who are the others. And so they obviously they're doing that not just out of a sense of purpose, but they see economic value in it. So, but I look to them as like that's a great example of they see what's coming. This thing at the Olympics, I think a lot of people are thinking of it as like it's going to be a moment, which it will. I think it'll be like, for those of you who are old enough to remember, it'll be like the '92 Dream Team thing. You're going to see Justin Jefferson run around Olympic fields. It's going to be fucking cool. And they're going to be in the same space with those guys, and already are. They're already one community, which I think is something those players in the league have done a great job of, is integrating you guys into one community. But by that moment, I think it's too late. Well, not too late, but it's just going to get expensive. and some people are going to make some decisions that if you're an innovative brand or you have a new technology, like now, get in now. You have 2 years to pilot and experiment and be a known name with something that is going to be, that's absolutely, as a graph, is just going to suddenly jump to a new tier after 28. And I think as a global sport, look at how the NFL's commitment is internationally. I'd like to believe that flag football will be a top 10, maybe top 5 women's sport internationally by the Brisbane Olympics.
Sport in 10 years, I think, is a pretty safe bet.
Let's go. I think that's doable. So get on board, people, if you're not.
Talk to me about Under Armour. You have some excellent brand partnerships. Yeah. You've got the Olympics, a lot going on. What do you look for when you want a brand to show up and elevate your brand?
I am a very authentic person. I grew up wearing Under Armour. The second I saw them sign Deanna, I knew that was the brand that I wanted to work with. Not only because, yes, I wear them, I love their products, but also because seeing a brand hop on to flag football, a huge brand at that matter, hop on to flag football and say, yeah, we're going to invest not only money, but respect into this sport, is so crucial to our niche community. And now, like, you look out and everyone's wearing Under Armour now because they're representing actual Team USA athletes, Team Mexico athletes. I think they're looking for Team China athletes. Like, it's a sport. I mean, it's a brand that is really like looking into this sport. And I think that's something that is so huge for me, is just that authentic self. But also a brand that is not afraid to put their athletes and tell their stories. Because again, like I was saying earlier, as a woman, as a female athlete, we get our compensation off the field. And that's somewhere where brands like Under Armour can help with that, but also can help with having people respect our sport. Because if you see, if you tell Patrick Mahomes, hey, he's wearing Adidas, now all of his fans are going to be wearing Adidas. And that's what loyal fans are going to match their favorite athletes, their favorite brands' energy. And so if you say, hey, Patrick, talk about flag football, every single one of his fans are going to be like, oh my gosh, we respect that sport too. He does, absolutely. We respect that sport as well. And so I think that's something, brands that are able to tell the athlete's story and not afraid to.
Can I just know quickly, what your next 2 years looks like ahead of the Olympics? Just a quick, what are you working on every day? You're in school, you got on a plane and came here. We get to hang out tonight. I'm excited about that. What is, for someone who's a new fan maybe, or a brand partnership that wants to help support you, to know it's available, what happens over these next 2 years as far as the Olympics?
I mean, my parents would kill me if I didn't say get my degree. They'd be so mad if I didn't say that. So of course, graduate. I'm going to be graduating next year, so that's really exciting for me.
Okay.
And then, continue to work extremely hard and never settle. I mean, that's all I really can say. I feel like my life has been so chaotic lately, and I'm so beyond blessed to even say that, because it's so crazy to even think that flag football has taken me this far in all of these trips and all of these opportunities. But really just never settle for anything and continue to work hard and continue to train every single day and, of course, get my degree. That's,
Get the degree. It costs money. It costs money.
Yeah, facts.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Lynn, I wanted to ask you where you see things in 5 or 10 years. Is there any sort of innovation or from a tech vantage point, something you'd like to see with flag that could maybe catalyze that? Or a final thought, bold prediction for maybe where flag football will be the next 5 to 10?
Well, I will say this for those of you who have advocated for the sport or just are happy to, kind of a supporter from afar. There's no guarantee it'll be in the Olympics in 2032. It's apparent, as I've learned this in the process. It's LA 28, but it has to earn its stripes to be back. So you won't be seeing breakdancing in LA. We don't want to breakdance our way out of Brisbane. So I think we're just gonna. I think what we're talking about now, which is to some people is like, yeah, okay, it's gonna be big. I think there's gonna be a real moment in LA when people are like, I did not realize how giant this thing is, and I want to support it, and especially in America, because there's no education that really needs to happen with watching the sport. Sometimes if you're like, let's sit down and watch pro volleyball, and I need my wife to kind of explain some of the terminology and stuff. It's just like, okay, it's football. There's first down, second down, third down. Oh, it's big fourth down. And grab a flag. It's pretty intuitive. So I think you'll see like this build, and then this very sudden and kind of seismic rush into the sport right after 28. That's my forecast for it. As far as technology, I do think it'll be a sport that embraces, let's see the game through Ashlea Cam and Vanita Cam and all that. And I'm looking forward to that. My imagination can't really go beyond that. So I'm really hoping that the result of a conversation like this is somebody out there is like, I got an idea for like what we could do that would really it would transform the consumption and enjoyment of this thing.
Step right up, Sport Beach. Give us your ideas.
Yeah, I mean, that's also like what we're basically saying is there's a gap in flag football with technology. And y'all are the people that can take a step into that gap. I mean, we're not going to be the two people trying to figure out how to make it cooler.
That's why we're here, to get the solution.
Exactly. But yeah.
Yeah, actually, you're a huge part of that. We'll wrap on this. You don't just talk the talk. You got the microphone. You look great. You really do walk the walk. You work so hard to mentor young girls. You have the
How
Texas
young are
Fury.
they? 'Cause she's not exactly old. Like, how young are
It's
we
the
talking?
Under Armour All-American game.
Okay.
But you have a launch of a league in Texas. My dream for the next 3, 5, 10 years, I'd like to see a path to college through flag football for young women. How beautiful would that be? And is that something you think about?
100%. I mean, I think in the next 5 years, one of my biggest things is to, one, sanction all 50 states girls flag football, sanction them in the states. We have about 18 right now, so we're taking our steps, but that's absolutely something that I want to see. And then also going into the NCAA side. I mean, we can't keep telling these athletes, we can't keep telling these states, hey, sanction them, get girls to start playing, and then only have 20 NAIA colleges offering scholarships. That's about 20 on average athletes there, so 400 girls get scholarships. Like, no, we want to push this sport to the next level, and that is sanctioning girls flag football in high school, and that is also getting NCAA on board, which is, they're talking about it, so it's extremely exciting. But yeah, I mean, those are the two biggest things that we have to continue to push for to help grow this sport and help not only create a clear pathway, but make a clear, wide pathway. We don't want only a couple of girls on that road. We want everyone on that road. And that's something that flag football is all about. It's an extremely diverse sport, and it's so fun, it's so inclusive, and we want to make that path as wide as possible.
It's an exciting time. Now is the time for flag football. Give it up for Ashlea. USA! 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 You're going to be hearing that a lot to your road to LA 28. Thank you, Glenn Cole, as well. Thank you, Sport Beach, for having us.